Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my fourth update for Deca Panning. Emily of Emily and Max created this project several years ago, but this is my first year participating. I am really excited about this update. I am not going to bother reviewing the rules because if you're watching this, I'm sure you already know them. Everybody knows this project. So I'm just going to start with the products that I've been working on over the last month, and we will then see how many cards I get to draw. In the intro, I drew the 8 of clubs, and that was in it for the long haul at the time. I picked this Mill Makeup Gel Brow. Okay, it's the Milk Makeup Gel Brow, but I have now sharpened off the K, so it's not the Milk Makeup Gel Brow anymore. My goal is to finish this. So far, I've used it a total of 56 times, and it's starting to get close. At this point, I'm having to grip it with pliers to sharpen it, or at least I will next time. From here down is that cap part at the end of pencils that just spins if you try to hold it. So it's going to take pliers next time to sharpen this, so this might be done for next update, if not the update after. It is in my brows today. I do like the gel type formula of this, but the color is a bit warm. I don't know what color this is. There's no shade name on here, but I wouldn't buy it if it were available, but this is still in the project for now. Also in the intro, I drew the Ace of Diamonds, which is draw 2. So I did that, and the first one that I got was the Queen of Clubs, which was pick your space in the clubs. What I picked was the space that was, at the time, represent another project. And the project I chose to represent, since it was in the second half of January, was Roses Are Red. That's a Valentine's themed project that was created by Kana. That project had 14 quotes about love, and those were all prompts. You were to pick the 14 items that lasted 14 weeks, and you were to use each item 14 times. So I picked a prompt from that project, and it's a quote from Oscar Wilde. It is, "Never love anyone who treats you like you're ordinary," and that prompt is something extraordinary. I picked this Cover FX Shimmer Veil in the shade Halo, and I still love this. I've had this for a little over 2 years now. It still performs great. I think I've added eye drops to it once or twice just to make sure it stays hydrated, but it's never given me any performance issues. At the last update, I had used this 10 times, and right now I am wearing it for the 14th total time. It's in the center of my lid over there. So that is a goal met. This is rolling out. I still love this product. If these were still available, I'd be inclined to buy more shades because I think this is a great topper. That's how I usually use it, but this is now rolling out. The other card that I drew after I picked up the draw 2 was the 8 of Diamonds, and at the time that was a fragrance. I picked this Sweet Summer Kiss scented fine fragrance mist from Bath & Body Works with the goal to use it 30 times, and I have now used it all 30 times. I was at 24 uses at the last update. I got the last 6. I do really like this as a spring and summer scent. It is a fruity floral. I'll put the scent notes on the screen. I don't know if Bath & Body Works currently makes this. They will probably re-release it at some point though, but I do like it. I do intend to finish it someday. I just go through these very slowly, but this is also rolling out, and since I have met my goal on both of the products that came from the draw 2, I will be drawing 1 card in replacement, and I will be back down to the usual 5 products instead of the 6 I had been working on. But I'm still keeping this in my collection, and I'm sure you'll see it in another project again someday. In February, I drew the 6 of Clubs, and at the time that was Matches Nails, and that day my nails were a dark brown. It was a nail polish that I had in 50 Shades of Brown, so I had to pick a dark brown product. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Matte Waterproof Bronzer in the shade Hotel Heiress. This is a dark shade for me. I got this as a gift with purchase and I didn't choose it. That's what it looks like. At the last update, I had 14 of my 20 uses, and I did get the last 6 over the last month. A couple of those were as eyeshadow. As it is a darker color, I do have to use a light hand if I use it as a bronzer. I can get it to work, though it is a bit easier in the summer when I have more color. But this is rolling out. I do, again, intend to finish this someday, but today is not that day. I do like the quality of the bronzer. I might consider buying Park Avenue Princess, which I think would be more appropriate for me once I finish this. Also in February, I drew the 9 of Spades, which was metallic, and I picked a nail polish. This is the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry Galactic Nail Polish in the shade Chromatica. My goal was to use this 5 times. At the last update, I had 3 uses, and I did get the last 2. I used this as a topper over an orange and a yellow. So those were my 2 uses. I was actually surprised by how much I liked it over the orange. It kind of gave the orange a pink reflect to it, which was really pretty. It didn't really show up on camera though. This also was used over a yellow. It didn't do as much to that. There was a bit of a faint pink reflect, but It wasn't that exciting. I don't think I'd wear it over a yellow again. It didn't do as much. I think my favorite use of this was still when I used it over a black, though it's not over this black today. But it is a really nice transformative topper. It gives some shine and some sparkle and some dimension, so I'm really glad that I bought this, and it's still around, but no longer in this project. In March, I drew the 10 of Hearts, and at the time that was in it for the long haul again. And so I picked this Osei Ocean Eyes. It's an eye serum. This seems to be okay. My goal is to finish it, and as you can see, this is going even slower than I expected, so very much a long haul. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it this year. I prefer eye creams, and I personally don't see a reason to have both an eye cream and an eye serum. It does feel cooling. I don't think it does nothing, but I would rather be using an eye cream because I feel like those do more. This has a rollerball type application, which does feel nice. That's what it looks like there. And I apply it every night. I'm going to keep doing that maybe until the end of time, but this is still in the project. So I have met 4 goals. I got my uses on the Cover FX Shimmer Veil. I got my uses on the Bath & Body Works Fine Fragrance Mist. I got my uses on the bronzer and also on the nail polish topper from Sally Hansen. So I have 4 rollouts, but I'm going to be drawing 3 cards because I no longer have the effect of the draw 2. So I will be back down to 5 items instead of 6. And here I have my deck of Moose cards that I will be shuffling. I do have 1 joker in here per the rules, so that is somewhere in there. I don't go looking for it, and maybe it won't go looking for me. There is a 1 in 53 chance that I might draw it, so we'll find out how that works. I do have the game board pulled up on the computer to my left, so I will be referencing that. And my cards were lonely over the last month because I did not get to draw anything in the last update, so I'm really excited about this. I think that is shuffled enough. So we will draw my top 3 cards. The first one is the 10 of Clubs. The 10 of Clubs is Fantasy Self. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to pick for that yet, but I will think about it as I draw more cards. Next up, we have the 9 of Spades, and this time the 9 of Spades is matches eye color. I have dark brown eyes. Some people think they look black. I have been told that they look demonic before, but in any case, I will find something that matches my eyes. And the last card is the 9 of Clubs, and that is bronzer. So I will be picking a bronzer and bringing that in. So I'm going to go find products and I will be back. Okay, I'm back, and that actually wasn't as hard as I thought. The first card that I had was the 10 of Clubs, and that was Fantasy Self. I would love to be the person with really nice, very well manicured, gorgeous nail designs, but I'm not, because I am 1, too lazy, 2, too cheap to pay someone to do my manicure for me, and 3, I wear gloves at work, so I really can't get my nails that long before it starts becoming a problem. But I am going to try to manifest my fantasy self by using this Maniology nail lacquer stamping duo 5 times. So this is one of those little things that came with a kit, and there's a nail stamping plate that goes with it, and you can stamp the design onto your nails. So I'm going to try to do that 5 times for this card. My second card was the 9 of Spades, and that one is matches eye color. My eyes are very dark brown. It's actually kind of hard to tell where my pupil and iris divide because they're so dark. But I went into my Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette, and this is the shade Ohana. I had this in 50 Shades of Brown with a gold hit pan, and I have failed to do that, so I'm going to bring it back as matches eye color, and I'm going to try to hit pan on it in this project. The last card was 9 of Clubs, and I decided why make things more complicated than they need to be. I'm going to bring back my Tarte Amazonian Clay Bronzer in Hotel Heiress for another 20 uses. I do own other bronzers, but I'm on a roll, so let's keep going. Let's see if we can make that pan a bit bigger. And so we'll do 20 more uses on this product. So there's my update. I think for next time, my best chance at a rollout is this brow pencil. So we'll see if I can do that. I don't think anything else will be rolling out, but I am glad to be back down to 5 products. I'm glad I got to draw new cards. So wish me luck. Good luck with your projects, and I will see you next month. Bye.